Yeah, I want to just be able to do it at home. But that is the clear definition of what life is. You're pedaling so hard and you're not going anywhere.
Well, maybe for you.
Dark, I'm sorry.
No.
In any case.
My heart is pumping just watching that video. 'Cause spinning is a lot of work.
Yours and mine.
All I can think of is the glow on the lady. My goodness.
Oh, you mean the lady? That's our Halima.
Yeah,
She's the producer
Halima,
here,
the
so.
one and only Halima.
Ladies, let's get to the topic for today for What's Up and About. So over the weekend, just yesterday, I was actually at this very interesting Igbo masquerade festival that happened in Festac. It was very nice to see a dose of culture like I've never seen before, and all the masquerades and everything. I loved it. Was invited by a friend, and all those drinks and plenty to eat. But one thing that caught my attention was this. When there's this atmosphere and then people with arms start shooting into the air. At first I was shocked, and then I'm like, okay, this is a cultural thing, I guess, because there was plenty of gunshots into the air, and it got me thinking about gravity and where those bullets are going to land. And we had an instance from Friday. I don't know if you ladies heard about it. Did you hear about the little boy who passed?
Stray bullets.
Yeah. Apparently, it was an NDLEA raid. Am I correct? Yes, an NDLEA raid, and they had shot maybe into the air or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. The details are sparse, but it caught the little boy and I think his sibling. Both of them were taken to the hospital, but the little boy passed, and he was only 2 years old. Very sad. His father, his family, they're all distraught and everything. And I'm wondering, there must be a law against this. I was also in an instance where, while trying to purchase something, very early in the morning as I was coming to work, there was a small raid by police, and this was a year and a half ago. And I would not be here today, actually, because I felt that thing whiz past me. It was a flash of light, and then boom, and then I could feel the air pulsate just by me. And I'm like, why, wait, how? Training, a lot of questions. It's just a sad situation, really, about the kid.
When it comes to the issue of law enforcement having...
firearms.
Well, not just firearms, having the discipline to actually use these with all the ethics involved. I know that they are taught all these ethics. I know that all bullets are counted and accounted for. They're supposed to be. And even all over the world, you have to explain the reason why you fired that firearm in detail. That's why in all these movies you say, oh, the paperwork. The paperwork is actually real documentation as to why this bullet was used, where it landed, did it hit a wall, did it hit a window, or did it hit a person?
It's target.
I just feel like there's something that needs to be done about that, and making sure that people are held accountable for every single action, not just because you're wearing a uniform and you have access to these weapons, you just use them haphazardly. But I'm going to go all spiritual now. There's a prayer my mom used to pray. She's like, we will not miss stray bullets all the way. And when she used to say it, like about 5-10 years ago, I used to sort of like have a little giggle, like, where is stray bullet going to come from? But, the fact that it actually has happened to some family
always.
now just puts that little strike of fear into somebody.
So, this has actually happened to several people. I remember there was this particular year that it seemed like almost every other week
there was a
stray bullet story where somebody could be in their room and then the bullet wedges into the wall and then they're spared by. You remember that particular one, the guy that was at his death? Yeah. And I find it worrisome that in 2023, we're still talking about stray bullets. Unfortunately, stray bullets is not a Nigerian thing as we think, especially regarding festivals. There's a very infamous story of someone who was sitting in his front yard and he got hit by bullets. And after several investigations, it turned out to have come from a beach fire off where someone just shot in the air. But there was this mathematical equation of how it must have been.
Velocity, all of that.
And it's like that. Like people are just innocently sitting wherever they may be, and then they get hit by stray bullet. Earlier, I used the expression of bullet straight. I'm not giving any, two-face. I'm not giving any stray bullets. And the reality is, these things are real. People don't even understand the meaning of stray. Stray is something that was not intended. Do you understand? The person who received it wasn't the focus. It just happened to be on that person. So I actually believe that at the end of the day, one, gun regulations should be more, they should be tighter. Two, there ought to be some kind of punishment when this happens.
Even has the shooter been identified? That's another thing. Has the investigation gone that far? Do we know who exactly made that shot, and has he been brought to book? Is another question. I remember a friend who just saw a hole in his car. This one happened 2 years ago. A hole in his Volvo. Goes over to the panel beater to get it fixed. Panel beater takes out the panel, and guess what we found? Right deposited inside of the door was a bullet. And he remembered only just passing through somewhere in Mushi and so where there was a police raid and everything and gunshots. And he was like, all by myself, my business, I'm not gonna. And then, so imagine if that had gotten into the car to him.
Or maybe hit the fuel tank or something like that.
Not that explosive. Physics, there's plenty of physics to that. It's not that explosive.
You know the craziest types of stray bullets? The ones that hit and you don't even know it.
Yeah, that happens as
You're on the road, you've been hit, but you don't know until someone says, okay, you're bleeding. And that's why it's often said that when you're shot, you should stay calm because the adrenaline is part of what accelerates the possibility of death. But then how do you stay calm when you've been shot? It's tough.
It's a sad story.
In terms of repercussions, I think the repercussions should be as heavy as if it was premeditated. I think it should be as stringent so that those who are given custody of those weapons would take it a lot more seriously. We've heard of people being stopped by police for car checks, what they call them, those random stop and search. And we've heard of them shooting at the feet of people like that. Yeah, we hear about things like that during stop and searches. If someone is being maybe aggressive or something like that, things like that should not be allowed to happen. And hopefully the right people are listening at this point.
Whoever has been affected by this in the past, and most recently the family of this young boy, I just pray that you find comfort. It's a very terrible thing to happen, and no amount of compensation can fix anything. Unfortunately, it's really
justice,
sad.
Compensation,
justice,
family deserve it.
It's also
That's
very important.
all I'm going to say.
We would love to hear your thoughts on this, your opinion on this as well. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.